driving vintage cars like this, I guess.
Yeah, they have soul. That's what drew me to them. They have soul. So I actually got a heater vent box. It's a little door that opens up underneath the dashboard and lets hot air in. And it's not in here right now because I was taking a girl on a drive, and then the vent box, the whole vent box fell out, and then a rat fell onto the floor and it scared her. Like, the rat was fried. It was petrified. It was a fried rat, and it was in the vent box, so it was always getting heated. So it's like it had been mummified. It was been mummified by the heating system of the car. Yeah, mummified rat. I still have the rat. I'll show you at the garage. It's my friend. He keeps me company when I work all alone. I guess he likes Dodge Monicos.
Yeah, quite a bit. It's like 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically when like a car paint rusts off, weathering down the paint, and then it oxidizes the metal and it makes a kind of a rusty finish called patina. Probably the worst financial decision you can make is getting a classic car, unless it's gonna be really rare. The end reward is awesome, you know? It's all worth it.
Oh yeah.
It's all worth it, especially when you can cruise past the beach like this. Like, it's just so beautiful out on a nice sunny day.
But why is it a special car to you?
Well, I found it on Marketplace, and then it just kind of drew me in. And it turns out it's actually pretty rare because it's a V8. First year the V8, last year the push button transmission. And it's a Canadian model, which makes it even more rare. And it's convertible. And not many convertibles were made in Canada because we don't really have the climate for it here. This car was sitting for about 30 years in a barn, and I was able to get it running in a couple weekends with the help of a couple friends and some shared knowledge. I'd say you don't have to know a lot, but you will learn a lot when you buy an old car because you have to maintain it. Yeah, I haven't even cleaned it since last summer. It's been sitting all winter, and honestly, it doesn't look too dirty. There's a bunch of leaves in here, but I haven't done enough work to it. I've been too busy with other projects, but I'm hoping I can limp it through this summer, and next winter, I'm hoping to take it right down to bare metal and fix the damage in the rear end. It looks like it got hit at one time in its life. I'm not sure when, maybe in the 70s. It got T-boned or something happened in the rear passenger side. So normally I tap the gas like maybe 3 times, and then I put the key in. I don't think it'll start immediately, and then I'll wait, press the gas another 3 times, and then it should fire right up. That never happens. If my gas gauge is working, that means my temperature gauge is working. That only happens maybe like 25% of the time. So I actually have gas. That's good to know. Well, there's less and less young people interested in them. I'm kind of an anomaly. I mean, there's some people my age that are interested in them. I'll give them credit, but here's a Land Cruiser, 81 Toyota Land Cruiser. I met a guy, actually. I was at a friend's place at Qualicum Beach. 10 minutes away at Parksville, there's a guy selling parts for this Valiant, but I haven't actually found too many sources of parts for these older Mopar A bodies, so hopefully I can find everything, and it'll be a bit of a scavenger hunt. I'm just happy to get whatever parts I can, because it's getting hard to find parts for these specific model A bodies. These old school seat belts, they say, made in Canada. So they're kind of like I think they're an airplane seatbelt. Seatbelts were an option. Maybe not. But the back seat doesn't have any. But the kids get ashtrays, so all is fine. Oh yeah, I mean, like we really stick out like a sore thumb here. The thing about new cars is they're so touchy. Like the gas and the brake, it's so touchy. But old cars, you know, you kind of it's like a big sofa. You just kind of float along. And you know, honestly, it's not too bad on gas. I'll give it that. I like these houses here, that set of houses. Originally a streetcar would have come down here and Would have been an interesting corner at one time. Kind of the beginning of the muscle car scene is 1964, when Pontiac decided to put a huge V8 in a little Pontiac Tempest, and that turned into the GTO, the Pontiac GTO, and that was 1964. Ford came out with the Mustang, and Valiant came out with, Plymouth came out. Chrysler came out with the Valiant and Dart with the V8, the 273 V8. That's what this has, and that was the first V8 in a compact car. This is the most compact Chrysler that you could buy in 1964. Yeah, it was an economy car. When these cars were being made, it was probably for young people that wanted a bit of excitement, because it seems like it was hard to find excitement back then. I mean, you know, it was like rock and roll was coming out and stuff, and like people were starting to get it, like I don't know, they wanted to explore more, really. They wanted more fun. I guess that's the only thing you can describe it. Like, you'd either buy a convertible with a V8 in it if you wanted to go fast in the sun, or you'd buy a camper van and go camping in the mountains with your friends. Like, before that, I mean, it was just like you'd get a 4-door sedan and have a family. A 2-door convertible with a V8 in it sounds way more fun. Same platform actually as the Ford Pinto, the Mercury Maverick, and they were the cars that were in a lawsuit with Ford. Basically, if you got rear-ended, the car would explode, and Ford found it cheaper to settle the lawsuits than to actually fix the problem of wiring near the gas tank. But they're cool-looking cars. Would be a good idea to fix all the leaks. I mean, I got a gas leak at the gas tank. It's like just a small one, and that's why I don't fill it up all the way. Yeah, pretty much everything leaks, so I don't want to go onto the highway with a bomb on my hands, you know, like something that could just blow up, and, you know, like convertibles aren't really that safe. But then you add rotted out floors, and they lose less structural integrity. Now I actually added a dual pot master cylinder, where if it fails, you at least have like either front or rear brakes. You still have 50% brakes at the worst case. So it's a bit safer now. Back in the 60s, Kits was a kind of undesirable area as the hippies moved in. You know, there's a lot of draft dodgers from the States. People didn't want to fight in the Vietnam War for the Americans, and it's a boat. A lot of young people, you know, the baby boomers, they turned into hippies, and they kind of centered in Kitsilano. A lot of good bands came out of there, like the Painted Ship. It's a bar on Broadway now. They were a UBC band. Apparently, the story is that they lived in they were squatters in an old, like, World War II barracks, and they started a rock band. They'd have parties with like 100 people watching them play, and they started a garage rock band. And there's so many stories and bands, but I don't know all the stories. I mean, the people from that era that were in those bands know those stories the best. What would be your favorite like memory with like that Bonneville you had?
Coasting down Yonge Street in Toronto, and I went through bang, 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 and I wasn't pushing it, I wasn't just coasting, and I went through yellow light after yellow light after yellow light. But I had some people in my car, and they were not people that the police liked.
Oh. With the top down.
Oh yeah, and I guess they just drew a little bit of attention to me. It was just so freaking nice, that big old boat, man.
Oh, it's nice having the sky above you, just floating along. Nothing like it.
All these cars getting stolen, man. If I had a gun, I'd shoot them in the right places.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe the wrong places.
Yeah.
I wouldn't kill anybody.
Depends what car they're stealing.
Mine, if there were.
Oh,
but I don't know why women like it, because it messes up their hair so much. They just like convertibles, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my.
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't know. For me, that is my Japanese Porsche little puppy. I bought that thing a year ago. Not because it goes fast. Shit, does it ever go, man?
Yeah.
It fucking goes fast.
No, they got good engines in them, those things.
What's the filming for?
Oh, we're just making a little film of the car, really. Like, yeah.
Doing a documentary about vintage cars.
We're making a little video documentary about cars.
What are you guys doing in school?
I'm in film school, actually.